The most important thing about corporate events is to have a plan and then work your plan.
Rob Smith is an energetic, creative individual, someone who always thinks outside the box, but doesn't forget all of the little tiny details that go along with planning an event.
He has a wonderful anticipatory sense, never having to be asked, but always understanding what needs to get done.
He's an incredibly detailed individual, organized, takes the plan, develops it, and then his execution is flawless.
He has amazing connections in the community and draws on resources well, and keeps the client's needs and wants and budget in mind.
They have to be on budget, and that's one of the things I've always found with Rob. In anything we've ever done, it's always on budget, if not a little bit under.
So often, I and others have put him in a position where things need to get done very quickly, and you never see him sweat. He's the man behind the curtain.
If something has to get done, it always does, and Rob certainly has the understanding of who these people are and how do we need to approach them and what's the best way to get results. The ability to find solutions in the middle of nowhere, because nothing ever goes perfect. If you don't have plan B and C ready to go, you better get ready, and Rob always has that in the back of his head, and really actually probably in the back of his truck.
There's an old saying, you can have fast, cheap, and quality, but of that you can only have two. With Rob, you get all three, sometimes 4 and 5.
Initially, Rob Smith, just by his nature, digs deep to understand the nuances of our culture, which is kind of tough to describe when you have a larger privately held company that's a family business, and there's some very unique elements to our culture. So understanding who we are is number one, which he's done extremely well over the years, and then translating that culture into the various elements of the event, whether it's the invitations or the materials that are seen at the event, or the food or the beverage or the servers. It comes out, our culture comes out throughout the event because of how he executes it.
He's outstanding at developing a concept from nothing, creating a plan that is so detailed, it'll drive you crazy.
Rob doesn't take these ideas and make them his own. He takes your ideas and brings your vision to life.
At the Rose Parade, the Tournament of Roses Parade in Pasadena. And Dale and I were actually fortunate enough to be there all 7 years, and so we witnessed firsthand the miracles that could take place in terms of setting up this amazing world for volunteers to be able to have their needs met. Every detail was taken care of. And he really set a new standard for the way Rose Parade volunteers were treated.
Governor Pawlenty was kind enough to join us to launch our hybrid electric commercial delivery trucks. Governor Pawlenty and our chairman and CEO each got into a hybrid electric delivery truck, made a delivery to a local store, and actually helped to offload product and bring it into the store. The Coca-Cola was leading the way in Minnesota in the area of sustainability.
When Rob worked on the Fun Zone truck, this was a huge 18-wheeler. It was a truck that went around the country for Best Buy. He ensured that it was just technologically sound. And it was Rob who was very future-forward thinking.
The beginning of the riverfront development began with Bobby McPherson and the St. Paul Chamber Orchestra performing on a barge. It was Rob's creative vision to do it on a barge. If there are two things that Rob brings to the table, one is an ability to think outside the box, which you need to do if you're to get people's attention, and then the ability to get it done. You need both. You can't do one without the other. What's interesting is we began with a concert on a barge. We ultimately then moved into development of the river. Target put a Michael Graves stage. I think put $1 million into investing on an island in an area that a lot of folks before that didn't see the value. Now, of course, we all see the value.
We had a concert. It was Lenny Kravitz, who was the recording artist that was going to appear in Richfield at the corporate campus. And Rob had 10 days to put this entire event together. But I'll never forget, I looked out the front window and onto the parking lot. Huge tents everywhere.
It was probably one of the most successful events we had. The fact we were able to pull it off in 10 days and everything went smoothly, from the catering, the signage, all of the entertainment, sound, and Rob was in charge and took care of it all. And I showed up and had a wonderful little cart to ride around in and just say, yes, that's how we wanted it.
When we first think about an event here at Ryan, we want to make sure that that event reflects who we are, and we start thinking about the different elements of the event, what goes into it, and then right away we're asking ourselves, okay, who can pull that together for us? Who can we trust to get it done well? And Rob Smith is always top of mind because he's done it for us over the years.
Rob has become one of our most important and trusted outside partners here within the Midwest in the Coca-Cola system in any public activities and events. We trust him implicitly, explicitly, and the most important events, Rob's the first person I think of to call.
I certainly am pleased to be able to look back with very fond memories on some extraordinary events which in the end resulted in very good things happening for the people of Minnesota.
He knows where to go and when to go and how to go, and he knows what he's doing. He's done it many times.
I'm looking forward to working with Rob at Q Events and seeing what the future brings, as I know that whatever project we work on will be a success and always be an experience.